looking to enhance his reputation even further and remain unbeaten. 5-4 to do it.
Set for the Juddmonte Middle Park Group 1 and away. Vandeek not the quickest into stride. That tends to be a habit of his, though. The fastest away was Sketch over the 6 furlongs for the Juddmonte Middle Park Stakes, and he leads a little cluster of 4 on the far side. Lake Forest Blue Jacket close up with elite status. Jassur held on to, taking a bit of a grip, the grey. The group of 5 now converging on the near side. Give Me the Beat Boys right up there together then with the pink colours of Starlust, followed by River Tiber, Vandeek, and then Task Force looking on in last place. Interesting that Jassur has been allowed his head now of Richard Kingscote, and he races wide apart from the other runners as they go past the halfway. He's over on the far rail. Down the centre, Sketch showing good pace, tracked there by elite status. Then driven behind them is Lake Forest on the near side. Give Me the Beat Boys running a big race, taken on now by Starless. Here's River Tiber. Vandeek just a bit short of room, but is making good ground now, the favourite in the black and yellow stripes. Down the dip, up the other side now, and Vandeek has shown a sparkling turn of foot here in the middle park. He goes up by 2.5 lengths then, and Vandeek is going to maintain his unbeaten record and wins the middle park in style. Tight for second, River Tiber, together with Task Force, with Give Me the Beat Boys in 4th.
Explosive from Vandeek, another Group 1 for him. 5-4 favourite for James Dawes, Simon and Ed Crisford, KHK Racing. Second Task Force 15-2, third River Tiber 11-4, and the rematch from the morning has emphatically been enhanced by Vandeek. He travelled down the dip a dream. The gap came for him at exactly the right time, and despite being keen in the early part of the race, he's had more than enough to hold off the likes of Task Force, who's run a really creditable race. River Tiber he's probably the marker for this race going forward. He's seemingly ran to form from his position, but we're looking at an explosive, pacey colt in the form of Vandeek.
It's been a really great couple of days for James Doylle riding for the Crisfords. Carlos Way yesterday with the Rockfall, and now this Group 1 Middle Park with Vandeek, who remains unbeaten. Your first time on him. Nice turn of foot he's got, isn't it?
He has. Well, I had a lot of conversations with Andrea, firstly when he flagged up that he was heading to Hong Kong, and again this morning we had a really good chat, went through the whole race, and yeah, it's interesting his thoughts on him. Like he said, he can go along sleepy, but then he'll light up into the race, and when he quickens good. And yeah, it was a good insight, because I certainly felt exactly what he was describing there.
And did Andrea have any concerns about the quicker ground, because it's the quickest he's faced?
Yeah, it was a concern, absolutely, and Andrea did think that. He said he's so good on a rain-softened surface that it's hard, you know, it's not many horses that can do it on everything, so they have to be pretty good, but he did say he's pretty good, so we were hoping, and yeah, he showed he's very versatile. He's got all the attributes you need in hopefully a champion, yeah.
Yeah, and do you see him as a sprinter rather than a horse that might try a mile next season?
I think so, yeah. Like he's a ball of speed, and there's not too many horses that I would say, looking back on middle parks, that have jumped in, going into the dip, going as well as he did. So, yeah, it felt like a longish half a furlong up to the line, but he didn't stop. But I see him as a sprinter, yeah.
Pretty exciting horse.
He is, yeah, certainly is, yeah, exactly. Obviously sad for Andrea to miss out on him. He's a great friend of all of us in the weighing room. Not one fellow has a bad word to say against him. So it's a shame that he left for Hong Kong, but he had to go and shine bright somewhere else, and he's been very helpful, so yeah.
He was a huge part of this success, but many congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.